Tonight on The Real Hustle.
Thank you very much.
Tourists get taken for a ride on our fake bus tour.
We really fell for it, hook, line and sinker, you know.
We make a fortune selling bogus props from famous TV programmes.
Knickerbocker Glory from Only Fools and Horses caught my eye.
And we show you how not to get shortchanged.
The ice cream man shortchanged me.
This is The Real Hustle. We're going to uncover the secrets behind the most popular scams being carried out by con artists in Britain today. Our real hustlers are Alex, a confidence trickster; Jess, a sexy swindler; Paul, the scam artist. They've been travelling the UK to demonstrate to our hidden cameras exactly how the cons work. All the people in this show have been hustled for real, and after being given their money back, they agreed that the footage could be shown so you can avoid being ripped off by the same scams.
The autograph and memorabilia industry is worth millions of pounds every year. Now, in an industry where authenticity is the key, a good hustler can con his way into a fortune, especially if you're paying by cheque.
Alex and Paul have taken on a stall in this street market for the day and are setting up to sell props and autographs from old and well-known television programmes.
Get your authentic autographs here!
In the mock prop scam.
Ricky Gervais' boxing gloves from the charity match.
Yeah. Remember that fight he had? Like, hardly been used, he hardly got a hit.
Think about who's this? What's the boomerang?
That's a boomerang. It's used by one of the characters in Neighbours.
Oh.
This scam works because there is huge interest in all things showbiz. And if the enthusiast believes they're picking up a bit of memorabilia from their favourite show, they'll be as happy as Larry. But they won't be too happy when they find out where Alex, Jess and Paul have got them from. The hustlers have just been to a car boot sale and bought a load of junk items that they'll say have come from a variety of TV shows.
Oh, yeah. Fawlty Towers? I know it was a moose, but... Play your cards right? Bruce Forsyth? Signed by Bruce Forsyth?
Oh, Memoirs of a Geisha.
Yeah, that's good.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
You sign him.
To make matters worse, they're going to fake all the autographs themselves. To give all of these items some form of authenticity, the boys have made up some official-looking certificates that claim they are registered original props. So now this hat came from Keeping Up Appearances. This switchbox was in the New Avengers. And the garish shirt belonged to Pat Butcher on EastEnders. Will anyone be taken in by these claims and buy this old junk? Surprisingly, business is brisk.
Yeah, it's just...
Alex sells this lady signed photos of Sean Connery and Michael Caine.
Well, you know, the bird service.
I think it's brilliant. Therefore, I'm going to get some frames to frame them up and put them on my wall.
Paul sells another woman a prop from a well-known comedy show. Everyone believes they've bought the genuine article.
This Knickerbocker Glory from Only Fools and Horses caught my eye.
15 altogether.
I bought this beautiful oriental umbrella. I also bought some ketchup and brown sauce bottles from Ian Beale's Cafe from EastEnders, which is great. I also got an ashtray with it as well. And I paid £20.
Thanks anyway.
We told her she's just bought some old bric-a-brac.
Oh, I've been ripped off then. I'll go back and get my money. I can't believe that. Surely not.
They keep on coming. But selling fake autographs and props isn't the only scam the boys are running today, as this man is about to find out.
That's Jimmy Nails hard hat from
right.
Feeders and Pet.
Yeah.
Play your cards right, the actual cards that Bruce Forsyth used.
I'll take those. Do you take a cheque at all?
Yeah, take a check.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
He wants to buy the large playing cards and a signed photo of Bruce Forsyth for £30, but he's about to make a huge mistake by paying for it by cheque.
Fantastic. Do you collect a lot of stuff, do you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Because, you know, we get a lot of stuff in. Sometimes it's, you know, I mean, this is a great thing. This is a thing from the Avengers.
Right,
and it's actually one of my, I mean, it's a bit expensive. It's a couple £100, but
really?
it's, Jerry. There you go. You got a bag?
This is where the con gets expensive for our customer.
Do you know what? Being it Friday, I don't want to go all the way to the bank just for one cheque. Have you got any cash on you at all?
Alex persuades him to pay cash instead of by cheque, and because he doesn't want to go to the bank, Alex offers a discount.
Oh, there, you got it, 25. Yeah, you got it.
Look at that.
Cheers, mate.
Alex then dutifully tears up the man's cheque.
All right.
You don't take check.
The customer leaves convinced he's got a good bargain, until we caught up with him and asked how he paid.
Well, I paid by cheque, and and I also then paid by cash as well. But
now he's been made to think about it, he's just figured out what has happened to his cheque.
I think the guys might have hung on to it.
So, how did Alex and Paul end up with both the cheque and the cash? While the man was writing the cheque, Paul took a blank one from his pocket that was already folded up. He then hid the blank cheque in the palm of his hand. When he takes the man's cheque, he folds it up. Now all he has to do is swap the cheques over. There. Let's see that again. So when Paul passes the cheque over to Alex, he's passing the blank one that was in his pocket, and the real cheque is still in his hand. The customer sees Alex tearing up the cheque, but in reality, it's the blank one.
Not such a good bargain. I think I've been slightly done there.
It's the end of the day and the boys have sold all their fake autograph photos, well, except for that authentic moose head last seen on Fawlty Towers.
The average person on the street will not be able to tell the difference between a real autograph and a fake autograph. And what they really need to do is work out whether or not the seller is genuine rather than the autograph that they want to buy.
Selling memorabilia is easy because everyone wants a piece of history, especially if they're selling it cheap.
If you do buy memorabilia, buy it from a respected source so you know it's authentic. And remember, no one should be tearing up your checks except you. A short change move distracts the mark and splits their attention for just a second. Some use sleight of hand and are very subtle. Some are not. On the waltzers in the fairgrounds, when they gave you your change, they'd spin the chair right away so you had to force the money into your pocket before you could count it.
For anyone who's selling items to the public, shortchanging people can really raise their income. It may only be a couple of quid for the customer, but if the scam artist does it to everyone, it can add up to hundreds. There are several ways to shortchange people, and Alex and Jess have come to Piccadilly Circus to sell ice creams and put them into action. Watch carefully so you don't find yourself a victim of short change.
Just one cornetto.
Yeah, I've got two.
Hi, you want an ice cream? Two? Then we've got vanilla, chocolate. You want chocolate?
Oh, can I get the Solero?
Okay, yeah.
And chocolate one.
Okay. That's £2, please.
Okay, thank you.
10, thank you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Sorry.
Right, cheers.
Sorry about the change.
Alex clearly counts out the change in front of the mark, but somehow he's managed to hold on to £3 of it.
I think she overpaid for her ice cream.
Let's see what the mark makes of this.
Bought 2 ice creams for £2. The guy gave me £6, £5 change. So, no, I've been shortchanged. The ice cream man shortchanged me.
It's not long before another customer comes along.
Vanilla.
Well, they're £1 each. Oh, 10. Thank you.
This time Alex uses a different technique.
Sorry about the change. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry about the change. 8. There you go.
The mark doesn't suspect a thing and doesn't think to check her change.
I've just bought 2 ice creams from an ice cream school and paid £10 cash and got £8 change. This is a change I've just got from the ice cream store. £7. Oh, there's £7.
Alex used 2 different methods to shortchange these ladies. For the first woman, he counts out all £7 in his hand, but as he turns his hand over, he holds on to £3 of it. With the second woman, he used a distraction technique. He counts the money directly into her hand. He doesn't actually drop the second to last coin, he just taps it against the others and diverts the mark's attention with the final coin, pocketing £1.
Where have you been?
Did you sell any?
See, you're killing it. I made about 20 quid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well done. See you in a bit.
Do well.
You didn't nick any ice creams, did you?
No, I didn't.
Now it's Jess's turn, and she'll be using a different technique. See if you can spot what she's up to.
Yes, of course you can. Which one do you want? Oh, we got loads.
I like Galaxy and SL level.
Yeah, of course you can. That's £2, please. Oh, don't worry about it. I got loads of change. £1 each, so that's £2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the lollies make 10. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye. Thank you.
Another mark walks off without a clue as to what has just happened.
I just went and bought some 2 ice cream for my friend and I. I paid I think £2, £1 each. I've got how much change? I think I've got about £6 change. £6 change. £6. Am I supposed to have £6? £8, right?
Did you spot how Jess shortchanged this man? Jess's technique is to purely confuse the mark. When she starts counting out his change, she adds in the price of the ice creams at the beginning, so counts up from £2. Instead of going all the way to 10, she stops at 8 and then counts in the ice creams again, giving the mark only £6 change.
Have a lovely day. Bye. Thank you.
Here it is again.
£1 each, so that's £2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the lollies make 10. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye. Thank you.
Well, obviously, if he shortchanged everybody by £1 a day and he sold 200 ice creams, he'd make £200 extra profit on the money he's making with the ice creams.
Well, actually, I feel a bit gullible, but the girl was quite pretty, so better than being scammed by an ugly bro.
Very dirty trick, yeah.
I would say definitely count all your change afterwards and not just walk away after you've bought ice creams or anything else for that matter.
Right.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
So, after a successful day of shortchanging, it's time for our hustlers to make their getaway.
I'm not that happy.
Right, pursued by an ice cream van. I've got no brakes, so I can't see it.
If you don't want to be shortchanged, there's 2 things you've got to do. First, always concentrate when you're getting your change back. And second, always count your change before you walk away. It's as easy as that.
Coming up, Jess dresses to impress and takes tourists for a ride on her fake bus tour.
Well, we're just tourists. How should we know?
If you like a flutter, but you end up playing against cheats, the only sure thing is that you're going to lose.
Paul has come to a popular bar and strikes up a conversation with 2 unsuspecting customers. Ever the hustler, he soon won £2 from them in a simple bet.
You have to get this out of the little shovel without touching the coin and only moving 2 matches.
I haven't got it.
You want to see it? Move one here like that. Another one like that.
Alex pretends to be a stranger and asks to join in.
Sorry, is that taken? Do you mind if I have to?
No.
Carry on. Oh, sorry.
He introduces them to a new game, and before the Marks know it, they are playing an ancient Chinese game called Nim.
I'll tell you what, if you beat me, I'll buy you a drink. If I beat you, you buy me a drink.
All right. Gotta be worth it.
It's gotta be worth it. Go on.
The object of the game is for each player to take 1, 2 or 3 matches from the pile in front of them in turn. The winner is the one who can clear the remaining matches in one move.
You best win this one.
I can win this one.
Can I have a beer?
Yeah.
Hello. I thought that's the one you...
A phone call gives Paul the perfect excuse to leave for a few minutes. Enough time for Alex to share a secret with the Marks.
Look, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a surefire way to win on this, so you'll make your money back. Look, first time I used to count how many matches we've got, so we've got 32 matches. As long as you have enough matches, they're divisible by 4, and it's very easy. So the person you want to beat, you let them go first. Whatever number, they can only take 1, 2 or 3 matches, so you've got to work in 4. So if he takes 1, you take out 3 to make out the 4. If he takes 2, you take out 2 to make out 4. If he takes out 3, you take out 1. So for example, if we had 12 matches, so let's say you wanted to beat me, you let me go first. If I take out 1,
I'll take out 3.
3, correct. If I take out 2,
take out 2 as well.
Exactly. So now you've left me with 4. There's no way I can win.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when he comes back, you should do that. Get your £2 back. But yeah, sorry about that. Sorry.
Alex says he has to go and meet some friends and leaves the Marks confident of winning their £2 back from Paul.
Be a man.
I might have 30.
Be a man.
But you've got to go first, I just want to establish.
Paper money.
This time, the guys are so confident that they'll clean up, they each put a tenner in and bet Paul £20. But Paul is the real hustler here and knows his money is safe. The guys follow Alex's instructions and force Paul to start the game, safe in the knowledge they can't lose. They then apply Alex's rule of 4. But hang on, something's not right. They've lost and they have no idea how it's happened.
Thank you very much.
Wait, there's something to that.
Gentlemen?
Take my money, walk off.
Paul makes a fast exit £20 up, whilst the guys are left wondering how Alex's surefire advice has left them out of pocket.
Somewhat weird.
We've just been taught how to play a game and
We still lost it.
still lost. It's actually your fault.
I don't think so.
It is, man. It's his fault.
He's blaming the wrong person. Let's go back and see how it was done. Even though the guys were taking enough matches to add up to 4, there was no way the Marks could have won because Paul cheated. Paul uses simple sleight of hand to add 1 new match into the pile, making a total of 33 rather than 32. Remember, this game only works when there's a multiple of 4 to start with. The friends have no idea that Alex was part of the hustle. They did exactly what Alex told them to do, but they never stood a chance against this pair of hustlers.
Go for it.
I just can't get my head around that. What's just happened now? I think we best go and find those guys and don't have to do it again.
Tourism is one of the largest industries in the UK, worth over £74 billion a year. And to a ruthless hustler, that's a constant supply of fresh victims.
It's the lunchtime rush in Trafalgar Square, and Jess is selling bus tour tickets to the tourists.
Hello. Hi. You right there? Good. You interested in our half price offer today? We're doing it as half price because the weather wasn't too good this morning.
Nothing wrong with that, and in fact this Irish couple seem very satisfied customers. However, in about 30 minutes' time they're going to be very unsatisfied and Jess will be long gone. with their money. So what exactly is going to upset them? If we go back to early this morning, we'll find Jess making up a fake ID for herself and a poster advertising a fictitious bus tour. Along with a convincing uniform, she'll be able to tap into the gold mine that the tourists bring with them in their pockets. It's a sight familiar to tourists in the capital. A tour company rep selling tickets for bus tours in a tourist hotspot. But these tourists won't have a clue that the buses don't exist and that the whole setup is a scam.
It's £12 per person.
Where do we get on now from here?
Back to our Irish couple. Jess tells them the bus stop is on the other side of the square and the next bus is at 1 o'clock. This gives Jess 40 minutes to sell more bogus tickets before people start coming back complaining.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Hello.
Hello. Do you have a student reduction?
Yes, we do. We do a concession today. It is
Another tourist is interested in Jess's half-price offer.
It's guided, yes, it's guided. The microphone's any language that you want. It does most languages.
Jess will say anything to make the tourists think this is the perfect deal.
You get a free goodie bag as well. It's got a disposable camera in it. You to take pictures. It's got a pen, a pad, a map. Bargain. Thank you.
The so-called goodie bag is worth more than the £10 they're about to hand over, and the happy tourists set off in search of their non-existent bus stop. The tourists keep on coming.
Bye. All by myself. Oh, thank you very much. There you go. Thank you very much. Get you some change. Like I said, the next bus will be just behind the statue, so that'll be £36 then, please.
Time is up. Jess has to cut and run before her previous customers get fed up searching for the bus stop and come looking for an explanation.
£36 then, please.
It's time to call Alex.
Hello. Yeah, it's me.
Right, see you in a minute.
I'll see you in a bit.
Alex arrives to close down the one and only bus tour with a profit of over £200.
You done?
Yeah.
Better get out of here before they start coming looking for buses.
I know. They're going to start.
This con goes to show just how effective a uniform, an ID tag and a poster in the right place can be.
Well, we're just tourists. How should we know?
She told us the bus would be over behind this statue here, and we could see all the buses passing by there, you know, different ones. So we just presumed there would be a bus there, you know, when we went over.
We've been scammed.
We really fell for it, hook, line and sinker, you know.
Yeah, just behind that.
The mistake these tourists made was to not buy the tickets from a recognised tour operator in an office.
Lovely. Are you both concessions? Or?
Buying anything off the street can lead to disappointment. That's the end of another series of The Real Hustle. In the last 10 episodes, we've been up and down the country on the inside, seeing how the latest scams running in the UK operate. We've discovered how easily available clothing and fake identity cards can fool the public into believing they're dealing with bona fide people. This woman was convinced she had real workmen on her doorstep, but we stripped her house bare. Alex posed as a policeman and switched this shopper's money for counterfeit notes.
So he's conman, but he's walking around saying that he's so-and-so with his identity.
Excuse me, sir. Could I ask you to come over here for just a second for me, please?
We uncovered how fake security guards will empty your pockets as they search you. We also proved that a 40-year-old scam still works by looking the part and standing by a bank's drop box. That netted our hustlers over £5 in cash.
We're in so much trouble.
So keep your wits about you and don't trust someone just because they've got an ID uniform. We've exposed the dangers of car ownership. Buying a car seems easy enough.
Tracy Rutherford, got a search warrant for these premises.
But when this lad got caught up in a police raid, he not only lost his money,
Stay there, don't move.
he lost his car as well.
I'm shaking, I'm still shaking, I can't believe it.
Once you do get a car, the hustlers will be helping themselves to the contents of your boot while you're at a red light.
You don't have any change at all. I've got a clean window screen, right.
And then parking it could cost you dear. This man thought he was having his car valeted in this car park, but it was stolen the moment he was out of sight.
Oh, you need my car.
And worse still, he left his sat-nav in the glove compartment.
I'm in his car, I've got his keys, I know he's not in. You do the math.
And when you come to sell your car, watch out. We uncovered a con that's affecting vendors across the country.
Okay, don't panic. Can you open the door for us?
The hustlers will hijack your car. Take a friend if you are buying or selling a car. And if you have a sat-nav, always remember to disguise your home address. Be wary on the high street. Con men are at work selling you a load of rubbish, from repackaged potions and lotions to fake TV props.
Ricky Gervais's boxing gloves from a charity match.
They'll jam you into mock auctions.
£15.
And rip you off with dancing dolls that don't work.
I don't know why I bought it.
And while you're out shopping, be cautious. The scammers are after your credit cards and will go to any length to get you to divulge your personal details. Paul stole this woman's bag and then proceeded to help her.
All right, look, that's the bank call centre there. Speak to them. Cancel your card.
Do you know your...
And she ended up giving Alex her PIN number and card details.
Thank you.
While Jess worked in this cafe, she managed to copy all the customers' credit cards and get their PIN numbers. Watch out at cash points. Alex shoulder surfed this woman to get a PIN number and switched her card while Jess distracted her.
That's a real £10 note, that's not my card.
And then he emptied her account.
We are collecting.
Beware of the scratch card swindle where you think you've won a prize of a lifetime. The con artist will make you call their premium phone line.
Jeez. So there is a £10 handling fee.
£10 extra.
For charitable.
And extract your address and card details. The holy grail for hustlers is your card and PIN, so keep your details to yourself. If you've survived your shopping trip, travelling in public can potentially be a costly business, as this man found out when he had his wallet switched with a load of old newspaper.
Be able to help me down the rest of the stairs.
These people lost their watches playing the Good Samaritan.
Thanks for your time.
And going on a bus resulted in rich pickings for our hustlers. Don't make things easy for the hustlers. Keep your valuables out of sight. Be skeptical and keep your eyes open. Thankfully, real hustlers are still quite rare, and if you know what the scams are,
I'd like to smash the bloody place up.
You can easily avoid them happening to you.
I'm going to kick her ass.
Don't get hustled. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is.
Next up on BBC Three, there's more star-style Barnett busting in Celebrity Scissorhands.